Stop talking. Once the teacher is out, your gossip session starts, right? Talking sessions and gossip sessions, they start. Teacher is not bole but you should rather concentrate on your books. Okay. Respiration it is divided into two main parts. Okay. One is your aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, and the other is known as anaerobic respiration. Remember, aerobic comes the word aerob. Aerob means air, oxygen. Because A2 respiration will always occur in presence of oxygen. Okay? This is the fifth chapter in biology, right? Fourth. What is the fifth chapter? Expression. Expression. Okay, will always occur in the presence of oxygen, whereas it occurs in the absence of oxygen. Absence of oxygen gas. Okay, this is your first point under aerobic respiration, and this is under anaerobic respiration. Okay, next point is that in aerobic respiration, energy produced is high. Because within bracket 38 ATP. Okay, energy produced is always high, whereas in anaerobic respiration, energy produced is low. In general, 2 ATP molecules are produced. Okay, busy paisa? Now, what is important here is that the energy that is produced, whatever we say, that is energy that is produced, is always in the form of ATP. Okay, so the end product of respiration, or one of the end products of respiration, which is energy, is actually a molecule called ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine triphosphate. তোমালোকৰ এক্সাৰসাইজত কোনবোৰ কোৱেশ্চন আনসাৰ্স আছে এইখিনি সলভ কৰি দিব লাগিব নেকি নালাগে নহয় লাগিব নালাগে নহয় যোনবোৰ টাফ পোৱা কবা যোনবোৰ টাফ পোৱা মোক লগে लगे বুঝবা किसी को भी अगर डाउट हो एक्सरसाइज में जो भी क्वेश्चन आंसर्स दिए होते हैं वो मुझसे पूछ लेना जो भी टफ होता है ठीक है सर तो वो कुछ करके हम क्वेश्चन ना actually a molecule called ATP, okay, adenosine triphosphate. actually a molecule called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Okay. Now remember your aerobic respiration. Very important point on the aerobic respiration is that majority of the higher organisms carry out aerobic respiration. This is because they need more energy. ठीक है सर? This is because they need more energy. Examples are like all your animals, plants. Okay, animals, plants, also unicellular organisms, cellular organisms. Okay, whereas anaerobic respiration is usually carried out by unicellular organisms like yeast and certain bacteria. Okay. Good. Now when it comes to anaerobic respiration, let us see what is the main thing. Okay, aerobic respiration. First of all, aerobic respiration है end product की है in silent. ठीक है सर? Now write down products of respiration. First of all, let us see for aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, what do we know? We have food, right? We have your food. Your food, that is a simple food. Bracket write down simple food. Generally glucose, right? Your glucose will react with oxygen. And will produce energy, that is ATP plus carbon dioxide plus water, and also you have plus heat. What? Heat or water? Cold your body? Is your body warm? Or it is cold? It is warm, right? The warmth of your body comes from cellular respiration, remember. Okay? Whenever respiration occurs, it produces heat. Okay? Because respiration is an exothermic process. Exothermic reaction परिष्कार हुआ है नहीं? वो heat कहाँ से आता है? Cellular respiration is a type of an exothermic process. Okay? और water को भी हम इस water को हम metabolic water बोलते हैं. Metabolic water. Okay? This is a very different thing, but water produce होता है. अगर group में नहीं है तो water avoid कर सकते हो. But something that cannot be avoided is energy, carbon dioxide, and heat. These are the end products of aerobic respiration. Huh? 9. Or heat 9, no? It is heat producer, not heat is always produced. Huh? मत इतना तो ये समझ ले यहाँ पर तुम एक्चुअल कॉन्सेप्ट समझ लेना, ठीक है? अगर फिर से बुक में जो है वही लेना, ठीक है। यहाँ से एक्चुअल क्वेश्चन करते जाना, ठीक है सर। Okay, but in anaerobic respiration, remember your products are very different. Okay, write down anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. Let us see what happens in anaerobic respiration. You have what? Glucose, right? Glucose. Here there is no oxygen gas, remember. Now, whenever anaerobic respiration is being carried out in plants, what are your end results? Okay. In plants / fungi, you will have what? Okay, anaerobic respiration in plants and fungi. Remember, you will get an alcohol known as ethanol. Ethanol, it's an alcohol. Okay, ethanol plus carbon dioxide gas. Carbon CO tomar buji paba nohoy, carbon dioxide gas, and you will also get what? ATP. ATP or energy. This ATP. Huh? सब ऑर्गेनिज्म एनर्जी का जो मतलब है वो ATP। प्लांट्स में भी ATP होगा, एनिमल्स में भी ATP होगा। Okay, whatever food it is utilizing for respiration will at last be converted into ATP. Please remember this. ठीक है सर? Now in animals, your products will be lactic acid, plus energy. Remember, there is no carbon dioxide that is released during the process of anaerobic respiration in animals. मैं खाली क्वेश्चन लगा anaerobic respiration और मसल्स और फाइन जितने हम स्ट्रेनस एक्सरसाइज करो, जब वो होता है उसमें कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड रिलीज नहीं होता है। उसका एंड प्रोडक्ट से दो ही होता है, एक तो लैक्टिक एसिड है और एक तुम्हारा एनर्जी। दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन anaerobic respiration between plants and animals. Okay, ठीक है सर, बुझी पाबा ना? एक बात तुम एक बोलना सपोर्ट बोलो ना। एक बोल, ये वाला कौन है? ये वाला कौन हो गया? तो कौन सी है? बोल, ये बात तो बोल। यस, और अगर वस्तु होनेगा respiration and photosynthesis are in general sense opposite to each other. Okay? Huh? Respiration and photosynthesis, they are opposite processes in general. Okay? কথা পাৰি নাথাকিবা কালি কৈছিলো আনসার তুমি কথা নুশুনা ন যদি কথা নুশুনা না ক্লাস থেকে ওলাই যাবা গালি দিবলৈ মোৰ কোনো চান্স নিদিবা ৰে কাম তুমি আকলা কেলে কথা পাতা বাহিৰতো কথা পাতাই নহয় বাহিৰত সময় পোৱা নহয় কথা পাতিবলৈ না নোপোৱা নেকি বাহিৰত কথা পাতি ল'বা ক্লাছত কথা নাপাতা বহুত বেয়া হেবিট হয় Respiration, photosynthesis, they are opposite processes because what we know in photosynthesis food is formed, right? Photosynthesis, see what happens. In photosynthesis, see the first point. Food or you can say simple glucose is formed, right? And see, in respiration what happens? In respiration, food is utilized to release energy. On it, food is utilized here, food is formed. It is an opposite, right? In photosynthesis, what I can see, carbon dioxide gas is utilized to produce food, right? Here what happens? Carbon dioxide gas is released. Anaerobic में क्या कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड भी यूज होता है anaerobic का मतलब ही क्या है N means what? No oxygen उसमें कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए होता है सिर्फ उसमें तुम्हारा ग्लूकोज होगा and glucose will be acted upon by enzymes. Remember, this thing there are lots of enzymes. Okay, lots of enzymes are involved here. एक जरूर aerobic टिकन है यहाँ पर enzyme भी होगा यहाँ पर बहुत enzymes यूटिलाइज होते हैं ठीक है सिर्फ enzymes की तुम्हारी वजह से ही तुम्हारा respiration होता है ओके अंडरस्टैंड उसी पैसा ने carbon dioxide gas is released, right? Here, in photosynthesis, oxygen gas is released due to splitting of water molecules. राइट ऑक्सीजन गैस कहां से प्रोड्यूस होता है मैंने कल क्या बोला था फोर पड़ा है ऑक्सीजन गैस वाटर मॉलिक्यूलर कोनটো पड़ा है हां हाइड्रोक्साइड आयंस ঠিক আছে वाटर मॉलिक्यूल स्प्लिट হয় हाइड्रोजन आयंस प्रोड्यूस करे और हाइड्रोक्साइड आयंस प्रोड्यूस करे যোনটো हाइड्रोजन आयन হয় এটো তোমাৰ কার্বন ডাই অক্সাইডৰ লগত ৰিয়েক্ট কৰি প্ৰোডিউস গ্লুকোজ right whereas hydroxide ion that is produced due to splitting of water will be further converted into oxygen gas. Understood? Correct? Yes. Next ki hobo sir. Next we have respiration of ki hobo. Respiration of oxygen gas is utilized. Oxygen gas is utilized in aerobic respiration. দেখিছানে দুইটাই তোমাৰ opposite processes হয় এইটো কাৰণ আমি কি বুলি কওঁ they are opposite processes. Understood? Now can you explain why photosynthesis and respiration are opposite processes? Am I clear? This is difference. These are the differences. But using the differences itself, you can explain why photosynthesis and respiration are opposite processes. Understood? Okay. If you know the difference between photosynthesis and respiration, there are high chances that they will never ask you why photosynthesis and respiration are opposite processes. Now, if they ask you a question, if photosynthesis and why are photosynthesis and respiration opposite processes, they will never give you to write the differences between them because they are the same thing. Understood? Explanation is here. All clear? What? Someone? Can we start with chemistry? Reddish brown. At times, if it is light, I mean, if the concentration of bromine is low, then the orange picks up. In general, if it is a liquid, then you won't see an orange liquid, but you will see a dark reddish brown liquid. Heavy. Bromine is heavier than it. But it is not heavy. It's not heavy, it's a liquid. तो बहुत ज़्यादा heavy नहीं होगा. Now let us understand the elements, compounds and mixtures. Elements, compounds and mixtures. Now, in elements, compounds and mixtures, first of all we have to understand what is matter. How do we define matter? Yes, might or might not be perceived by your senses. That is matter, right? So, junto our matters theke, the matter is first of all divided into three major types. Whatever matter is present is first of all divided into three major types. We call them elements, compounds and mixtures. Okay. Now elements and compounds are classified under something known as pure substances. Okay. Whereas mixtures are composed of impure substances. Impure substance होता है, and secondly there are two types, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, heterogeneous and homogeneous. So write down first of all matter. You see a table here. You have matter here. Then that matter, under that matter, which is under this specification, you have pure substances. Pure substances. pure substances. And another one here you will have impure substances. Okay. Remember, pure substances are generally, they are not generally actually, they are homogeneous in nature. Homogeneous in nature. Okay. But impure substances, which are generally mixtures, are divided into two types: heterogeneous and homogeneous. Okay, understood? Now, under pure substances which are homogeneous in nature, you have mainly two classifications. Something known as elements, and here we have something known as compounds. Understood? Under elements, you have three major classifications. Under elements, they are classified into three main types. The first is your metals, the second is your metalloids, and your third classification are your non-metals. Noble gases are non-metals. Huh? They are non-metals. दूसरे नेगेटिव वन लिखा हुआ प्रोग्राम ठीक है नोबल गैसेस दिया एक्स्ट्रा दिया कि दूसरे के इथियालो के जिमान नोबल गैसेस से we are all classified under non-metals. We do not have a different classification. I don't know why they are separately divided. It can, but they are non-metals. Okay? Here, compounds. Under compounds, you will find there are two major types. You will find inorganic compounds. And the second type is your organic compound. ऊपर नहीं है ना, देख लो इसके ऊपर मैं नहीं बोलूंगा, but they are classified in this manner. Okay, मुझे पता mercury और gallium क्या metals है? Those are two very different elements. हाँ, same defect. ऐसे तो तुम्हारा one major difference is that gallium को पिघलने के लिए तुम्हें थोड़ा ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर चाहिए, ठीक है? You will require something that is greater than 28 degrees Celsius. Okay, but mercury is a liquid even at room temperature, but gallium is not a liquid at room temperature. Please remember, it is a solid at room temperature. अगर तुम gallium को छू दोगी, तब तुम्हारा क्या हो जाएगा? वो liquid में convert हो जाएगा. एक difference हो. Understood? But apart from that, provided वो liquid form में है. अगर वो liquid form में है, then it will form a convex meniscus, just like mercury. Okay. but if it is in solid state, it will make no sense. Viscous is only applicable for liquids. Okay. Next area यार आगे next part important thing की बुझे पा what are homogeneous mixtures and what are heterogeneous mixtures. Okay. एक homogeneous और heterogeneous इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Okay. So let us see what is a homogeneous mixture or homogeneous substance. Now, a homogeneous substance is a substance where the property of the substance is same throughout the path of the solution. अगर तुम एक solution ले लो or you take any substance in a beaker, say I have a beaker and I have a substance there. Okay? तब माने ऊपर का if you take the substance from the upper part, lower part or middle part, कहीं से भी लो, it will have the same properties. Okay, it will have the same properties, both physical as well as chemical. Okay. Whereas if you consider a heterogeneous solution, what happens of heterogeneous solution or heterogeneous substance, तब की होगा the properties of the mixture will vary throughout the mixture. ऊपर के पार्ट तुम ले लो, नीचे का ले लो, या मिडिल पार्ट का तुम ले लो, उसमें क्या होगा जो तुम्हारा प्रॉपर्टीज होंगे वो सारे प्रॉपर्टीज वेरी करेंगे. This is because only same height line. All the substances are not present uniformly throughout the solution. Okay? हाँ chemically combined नहीं होना चाहिए, and secondly it is not uniformly present everywhere. Okay? मतलब का concentration अलग-अलग वैसे. Say if I have sand and if I have iron, okay, and you mix it together, okay, what will happen? This one all of iron ऊपर থাকিব, কিছুমান তলত থাকিব, sand ऊपर বেছি থাকিব পাৰে, তলত কম থাকিব পাৰে, এটা সব বেলেগ হ'বগে নহয়, মানে নহয়. Iron মানে কি? If you take iron powder, I am not talking about solid iron, I am talking about iron powder. Okay, and you try to mix them. What will happen? It will form a heterogeneous solution because the properties or the concentration of the substances are not uniform throughout. Understood? Here we go. So right now heterogeneous substances, homogeneous substances. Reduction. Reduction is the process where either oxygen is removed, hydrogen is added, or electron is added. It is a process, reduction is a process where oxygen is removed from a compound or hydrogen is added to a compound. ठीक है? Oxidation इसका उल्टा होता है. Oxidation में क्या होता है? Either hydrogen is removed from the compound or oxygen is added to the compound or electrons are removed from the compound or the substance. हाँ electrons डालते हैं. ठीक है? और oxidation में क्या होता है? Electrons निकालते हैं. Compound हो सकता है या element भी हो सकता है. Understood? तो electrons के बारे में मैंने से बोल दिया. Reduction is the process where either oxygen is added to a removed from a substance or hydrogen is added to a substance. Substance लिखना क्योंकि वो तुम्हारा element भी हो सकता है या compound भी हो सकता है. ठीक है? Oxidation is the process where oxygen is added or hydrogen is removed from the particular substance. Cool? Clear हो गया ना? हाँ. Homogeneous substance अंदर लिखना. It is a substance where the properties or the characteristic features of the substance, is uniform throughout the bath. Listen, throughout the bath. Is uniform throughout the bulk. Whole. Next point, this happens because the concentration this happens because the concentration of the substances are uniform throughout the bulk, throughout the burst. Huh? Is it question on that one? That's it. Next, heterogeneous substances.
Sir, electrolysis in the hydrogen oxygen.
No. Electrolysis is the process where any chemical compound can be split into its, not any, but where chemical compounds are split into its what? Constituent elements or constituent substances or ions, constituent ions or substances using the process of or passing electricity through it. Because say electrolysis of all hydrogen or oxygen here right now, that is called electrolysis of water. If I do electrolysis of NaCl, that is sodium chloride, if you pass electricity through molten salt, what will happen? You will get sodium metal at one end and you will get chlorine gas at another end. That means you are splitting sodium chloride in a way, chemically splitting sodium chloride in a way where you get sodium metal at one end and chlorine in another end. हाँ हाँ क्योंकि उसका एलिमेंट क्या होता है गैसेस भी होता है वाटर एलिमेंट्स की है H2O है ना हमारे hydrogen and oxygen if you split them you will get H2 gas and you will get O2 gas. This is formed as the what form है क्वेश्चन है कैथोड एलिमेंट्स नहीं पढ़ना दरकार नहीं I put this there in the book. Write down. The next thing. Electrolysis मतलब वो नहीं कितना मालूम पड़ा. खत्म हो गई चैप्टर. वो चैप्टर पढ़ा रहे. और कंप्लीट हुआ क्या नहीं?
फर्स्ट टाइम कोई
चाइनी को चैप्टर्स आएंगे इस बार इससे ज्यादा तो नहीं आएगा प्रोसेस ऑफ सेपरेशन मतलब क्या इसका जो ओरिजिनल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर्स है अगर वो इंक है वो इंक ही रहेगा just because you are separating it doesn't mean that it is becoming something else or it is turning into some other substance वो नहीं हाँ retain मतलब वो पकड़ के रखना ठीक है retain का मतलब कि if you are going from one place to another is आयुषी क्या means someone else आयुषी मतलब प्रभाव से टैकल दे रही है ठीक है तो आयुषी दैट में अगर तुम और कोई मिले क्या दैट मींस ये रिटेन वाला कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स है तुम्हारा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ठीक है एनी फिल्ट्रेशन प्रोसेस और एनी सेपरेशन प्रोसेस ঠিক আছে তাত কি হয়গে তোমার যোনটো ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল সাবস্টেন্স যোনটো তোমাৰ মিক্সচাৰত থাকে সাবষ্টেন্সখিনি তাৰ characteristic featuresখিনি বেলেগ নহয়, they retain their characteristics. Understood? Clear হ'ল? আজিৰ কাৰণে যাব পাৰা।